So the FX30 and the FX3, one's crop sensor, the other one's full frame. I've owned the FX30 for close to 2 years now, I believe, and I've started a new job where we use FX3, so now I have some experience with the FX3 as well, and a variety of lenses that we use for that. Some good lenses too, some good Sony glass. And I'm gonna tell you, just overall, this is just kind of an overall assessment of the two cameras and like which one I prefer. The image quality between the two is really hard to distinguish. I mean, they both have really good image quality. I do find that the FX30 is definitely sharper because it has a 24 megapixel sensor that they like kind of downscale into 4K. So you get a lot of resolution in there that you don't get with the FX3 that is 12 megapixels. So with the FX3, you'll get better low light performance, yes, but at the compromise of the image. I feel like the image on the FX30 is actually better. The other thing for me, this is going to be a short video because there's not a whole lot that is different between the cameras as you think there would be. For the price difference, you think there's a ton different. You're just paying for the extra sensor size. But I find I'd much rather use the FX30. The biggest part is the lenses. Because I'm on a crop sensor camera with the FX30, you get more reach out of your lenses. And we shoot a lot of events, and being able to zoom in is more important to me than having the low light performance, because you can get the low light performance by putting on a faster lens, right? And I find even with one of my favorite lenses, the 18-105 f4, I love that lens on the FX30 because it has a power zoom. And when you're shooting events and you can zoom in with the little thumb toggle or the switch on the side of the lens, it makes a huge difference. It's less shakiness in your footage. You can do like a very slow push in or pull out of a shot. It's beautiful to use, and the lens doesn't extend when you zoom in and out, so you can put it on a gimbal. It stays balanced the whole time. It's very, very lightweight, and it's still a good quality lens, even though it's f4. And like I've mentioned in the last video, the low light performance on the FX30, although people say it's bad, I just don't find that it is bad. Maybe if you're shooting S-Log3 indoors, you're gonna get some grain and stuff if it's really, really low light. But I've explained that in the other video too. Sometimes I just think that's the settings that people are using, and that's why they're getting so much noise. I don't think it's really the camera's just bad in low light. I just think you're using the wrong settings. And if you just shoot with a picture profile like S-Cinetone, picture profile 11, your noise like pretty much goes away, and you could take the camera up to very high ISOs and have very, very little grain in it and have a very, very usable image, in my opinion, because it's very subjective when we look at images. Some people will look at it and say, oh, that's really grainy, and then I'll look at it and be like, oh, it looks filmic to me. The grain almost looks like film grain. It's almost pretty. But I just feel like I prefer the FX30 because of the lenses. The lenses I can use are much smaller, much lighter, much more affordable as well. And that's kind of it. Now, here's the thing though, with the FX3 being full frame, there is more glass. There's more lenses. So you have more lens options. You're going to pay for them, but you will get like brighter zoom lenses. You know, there's more f2.8 options there for the zooms. You know, there's a ton of prime lenses, obviously, but there's a fair amount of prime lenses for the FX30 as well. So for me, what it boils down to is being more compact and lighter with the camera while I'm using it, and also packing it, because I can pack my lenses easier because they all just fit in a smaller case because they're a lot smaller than the full frame lenses. Everything is much more affordable for the FX30. And the camera itself, like if you need to crop into an image, because there's more resolution there, you'll have a sharper image when you're cropping in to your 4K shot or whatever, because there's more resolution in the camera. So for that reason, I really prefer the FX30. That's just me. That's just me. That's not to say that the FX3 is a bad camera. If you need the low light performance and you already have a bunch of full frame glass, then obviously I would go FX3 as well. But for a person who was already coming from a crop sensor A6600, the FX30 made the most sense. And now, after playing with both cameras, I'm really not disappointed in my choice. I'm happy I chose the FX30. And yeah, I probably won't buy an FX3. I just don't feel like I need one. I hope you guys found that helpful, just listening to my thoughts, just me thinking out loud and trying to help you guys out in your purchasing decisions or whatever. As always, I'm Mike Turner. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon.